Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Auphanims. Now, before we get into this XRP news, my new book, Path of Wisdom, is out on Amazon.com. It's only $9.99 if you want to support me and support my efforts. It is a book of my greatest thoughts, teachings I've learned over the course of my life, throughout my studies, different schools I've been a part of, things I've learned from my father, from observation, from applying immutable laws. If you can understand this book, and only an elite class is going to understand this book. If you can understand this book, you will be able to conquer so many things in life. All right. Whether it's crypto or otherwise. OK, and this is just a starting point, but you definitely want to go out there and grab this book. It's only $9.99 on Amazon.com, available around the world. Now, let's get into this XRP news on the cryptobasic.com. Here's an article. It's titled SEC versus Ripple. Court to publicly file the official transcript of the June 7th, 2022 conference in September 2022. Let's just read this little tidbit here and find out what's going on. There's always something happening here. It says the Securities and Exchange Commission and Ripple have been notified that the notice of filing of the official transcript of the June 7th, 2022 conference has been filed by the court reporter Kelly Serena. The notice is a call to the parties, Ripple and SEC, to propose redactions to selected portions of the transcript before the court makes the transcript public. Now, this is important. I definitely want to get my hands on this transcript because there could be things in there that we might be able to glean, things that the attorneys may have said that could lean us into a direction of knowing what's going to come next, how the case may play out. So you guys know this on the channel. I love to read transcripts. We've read transcripts from the BIS, from the IMF, I think a few other central banks, ECB, banks of that nature. So transcripts can give you key insight into not only what individuals are thinking, but it can give you key insight into which direction things may go. Now, this is one of the things that I discuss in my book is cause and effect and the application of cause and effect. There's techniques to doing that. Now, and it's also something I'm going to be teaching, as I said, in the highest level membership. I'm going to be teaching how to apply cause and effect to everything in life. And if you can apply cause and effect, you can reach levels of prediction that almost rival what they call psychic ability. Right? People will ponder. Those who have no idea about cause and effect and they don't observe with a heightened awareness, they will look at you puzzled about this ability that you have when simply you're just applying the law of cause and effect. Conditions, cause and effect. So when we're looking at these particular documents, we can gain, we have the conditions, the court case, right? We know it has to come to some conclusion. That's the conditions. Now, in these documents, we're trying to find a cause. Where's the cause? Where's the cause? And if we find anything that looks like a cause that could drive something to this direction or that direction, now we can start to discern various possibilities. Those are the effects. Those effects have a lot to do with making money. If you can learn causes, right, catalysts, then you can discern what the effects might be. And out of the effects, you'll be able to know how much money can come out of that. Like, so Ripple, let's say something happens in the documents. We know that for a fact, Ripple is going to have this victory or they're going to have it soon, something like that. Then we can say, okay, well, who are the partners that want to utilize the XRPL first? Then we'll know who the partners are. We can start to look for that. Who has made announcements that they're very excited about using RippleNet immediately, something like SBI Africa. Then we can look into their financials, see how much money they have flowing because most companies put out their annuals and their quarterlies. Now we have some money to add to our calculations. Now we might be able to make some calculations about how high that price might go once they begin utilizing it. So you see how cause and effect can be applied? Now I may not have been as eloquent as I possibly could just there. I'm just going off the top of my head, but I'm just showing you how that works. So that's why documents like this are so important. PDFs are so important. Articles are so important. Don't get me wrong. Charts are too. I wouldn't want to leave any stone unturned when we're trying to get to that money. We want to make as much money as possible. So we want to know when that price will raise. And I believe that it will rocket. It will raise a toe. Raise a toe. It will raise. Right? XRP's price is going to explode, but that's just my humble opinion. It's not financial advice. All right. Let's continue on here. It says both Ripple and the SEC are requested to submit proposed redactions to the transcript on or on or before 7 days of the notice. Per the court's order, Ripple and the SEC will only be allowed to propose redactions to the following personal data identifiers. This is important: social security numbers, date of births, minor names, and financial account numbers. So everything else won't be redacted. So that means that we'll have a lot of insight and a lot of information to tear apart and to look at. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be some interesting things in there. And either I or my peers will definitely be bringing that to you. Everyone does a great job in XRP community. Greatly appreciate everybody here. And we all bring something different. And they're all like pieces to a puzzle. And we're getting closer and closer to more definitive data. It says the parties are advised to make the reference to civil procedure rules 5.2 and 49.1 before filing their proposed redactions. After the redaction is filed, the court noted that it will make public, here we go, it will make public the official transcript of the June 7th, 2022 conference in 90 days. There you have it. So we need to open up our calendars and put that date in there so we will be reminded, hey, let's go download those documents. And you know, if I get my hands on those documents, I'm going to put them in the members only section so you can download. But I'm pretty sure multiples of people are going to cover those documents, and you'll probably be able to download them directly, right? So this is a very, very good thing. So more things are happening here. So let's just read this little tidbit. It says, it can be recalled that Judge Sarah Netburn scheduled a conference earlier this month for Ripple and the SEC to iron out any issues surrounding the William Hinman document that led to the formulation of the speech. The document is an integral part of the lawsuit. We know all of that. So now let's move on to this next article. All right. I'm trying to keep it moving for you guys so the video is not so long, but I do love the longer videos because I'm able to get out more information. And I think those are my most potent videos. I really do. But let's keep it moving here. This is also an article on the cryptobasic.com. They're on fire today. Head over to thecryptobasic.com, check out some of their articles. And while you're checking out their articles, don't forget to go pick up the new book by me, Mick Auphanims, on Amazon.com, Path of Wisdom by Mick Auphanims. All right. All right. So this article is titled, Attorney John Deaton slams SEC chairman for having so much contempt for Ripple and XRP investors. Well, let's check this out. And I have agreed to that. There is so much disdain that comes from as the SEC. There's so much vitriol that's coming out of the SEC. You would think that Ripple took their lunch money or something, or, you know, it's just, I don't understand why it's so personal. But as I said before, looking into Gary Gensler's background, you must know your opponent. I always, if there was video footage on any opponent I had, I always studied the video footage. There was a lot of guys on my teams. I have to say teams. I've been on many teams over the years. On some of my teams where they were real arrogant, and they had a right to be. They were great records. Someone who had like 1-2 losses, maybe, like great records at the time. And they wouldn't watch any footage. And you know what? That came back to bite them. I always watched the footage. I had a really good record myself, but I always watched the footage to know what's to come. What are they going to do? Information is power. So looking at Gary Gensler, I can see things that happened to him in the past. So he takes every battle personally. This is another reason why he's a winner. It's true. He's going to lose this time. We have all lost before, but he's a winner because he's so hungry to win, because he takes every fight personal. He fights like his life depends on it. That's why I said before, he's a worthy opponent. But that leads me to believe that's why everyone's coming to the same conclusion, like John Deaton did, and like I did, that there's contempt for XRP and Ripple. It's unbelievable. This is like it's personal. We're all coming to the same conclusions because of what I just stated. I believe. This is my humble opinion. Let's read this little tidbit here. It says, the outspoken legal practitioner faults the SEC for having contempt for Ripple, which has continued to affect XRP investors. Not for long, but yeah, it definitely did affect us. You know, we can get into that because so many people could have taken a little bit of profits or something like that, help them through these hard times. Not everybody is rich, and they, you know, having that regulatory clarity would not only allow XRP's price to go up a little bit, it will pop off a FOMO, and maybe we get just a little bit of utility. It doesn't have to be the banks just yet, but let some of the businesses start. They're not going to step in, as I believe it was SBI said, Yeah, it was SBI Africa. They're not going to step in until the case has a desired result. It comes to a conclusion. SBI Africa said that, and they iterated the feelings of many corporations across the world. So yeah, there could be money flowing into XRP. That price could go up off of utility. You know, no guarantees, but I'm saying it's at least it was a possibility. And people who are XRP holders who might have fallen on harsh times, they may have wanted to cash out 25% of their XRP, help them with some bills or something like that. So the SEC, who claims to help the people, is literally harming the people more than almost anyone. But let's continue on here. It says, following the Securities and Exchange Commission's opposition to Amici's request to participate in the upcoming Dalbert Challenge on behalf of XRP investors, Attorney John Deaton believes the agency has deviated from its mission of protecting investors. I believe that 100%. I've been saying that for like half a year, that they're literally injuring investors. They're injuring the entire crypto sector of banking coins, actually, because when XRP rises, all other bank coins will rise as well. I feel that strongly in my bones. Look at the past history before a utility run and look how XRP rises. Algorand was already doing well. Algorand does well on its own, but XLM rises also. So it's literally hurting two classes, two different sectors, or not sectors, two different groups of crypto holders. Because every time XRP goes up, XLM goes up. Now, XLM doesn't go up as much as XRP, but it definitely goes up enough for the people to take some healthy profit if they should choose. They'd be able to take some healthy profit. I mean, we would have still had dips and corrections, but think about this. You had a dip or correction down to 30 cents. Then it goes back up to what, like 56 cents, 52 cents. You made a little bit of a profit, and some people hold a ton of coins. They can liquidate some of that, use that cash capital, allocate it, and do some good things for their life, you know, for their business, for their bills, anything, food. I mean, there's a bevy of problems in the world that even a little bit of capital can help with. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? So, but let's continue on here. It says, in a recent tweet, Attorney John Deaton lashed out at SEC Chair Gary Gensler for having so much contempt for Ripple. I told you, he's specifically talking about Gary Gensler. And I was telling you, Gary Gensler takes every battle personal. You have to know your opponent. Now, I don't want to put all his business out there, but if you do your research, you'll learn certain things that occurred within Gary Gensler's life. When they happen to a person, well, I don't want to go too deep with that, but yeah, I think I understand. So it says contempt for Ripple and its investors to the point that he has refused to take into consideration its mission of keeping investors safe, because it's all about the victory. He needs that victory. He needs it. He wants it. He desires it more than life itself. He feels alive having that victory, Gary Gensler. To not win is like death to him. Once again, that's why I said he's a worthy opponent. That's why they brought him in. They knew who they were bringing in. They couldn't have somebody weak doing what they're doing now. And although I believe if you look at Gary Gensler, he's had a moral battle within. You can tell by the way he looks, the way he purses his lips, the way he leans back, the way he leans forward to gain control. When he's speaking into the camera, he leans forward sometimes. That's to gain control. That's a controlling posture, which means that he felt out of control beforehand and needed to lean forward, which means what? Because he's only talking to a camera. That means that he felt a lack of confidence within himself. It had nothing to do with the audience. He did not believe the message that he was pushing himself. There's nobody else in the room. He's only talking to a camera. So why the need to lean forward in this controlling manner, which exhibits the fact that you're trying to take control of a situation? That means that he's manifesting outwardly a battle that is happening inwardly. But like I said, all of that is minimized or negated because of his desire to win. It's so ingrained in him because of things that have occurred in his life that nothing else matters when there's a victory at hand. When there's a battle at hand, he only focuses on the win, which is admirable in a way. It's admirable to a large degree. However, in this circumstance, a lot of innocent people are getting hurt because of that. I hope that made sense. Like it made sense in my mind. Let's continue on here, everybody. It says, quote, think about it. The mission is to protect investors. I don't have 6 investors, not 60, not 600, not 6,000, not just 60,000, but 68,100 individual investors have asked to be heard. At Gary Gensler, this is a quote from John Deaton, at Gary Gensler has so much contempt for us that he didn't even have a low-level assistant respond. Because he's in the zone. We must also be in the zone. He's ready for a battle to the death. We must also be ready for a battle to the death, to the end, and fight ferociously, just like he's going to fight ferociously. You must either match or exceed the energy of your opponent, but know when to expand and when to contract. When my opponent contracts, I expand, and when my opponent expands, I contract. Bruce Lee, Master Bruce Lee said that. And I've known that since I was young, and I take that seriously. So we must continue on this path and remain strong, but I don't want to say moldable, but flexible in what we do and how we proceed, so that we always in our minds remain flexible and we can see all angles. When you are too stiff, you only see one angle, and that may cause you to lose because another doorway may open up, another angle where we could win, take a shot, throw a punch, things like that. Another technique or strategy or piece of information may open up. But if we're too rigid, too strict, we may not see that information fall into our laps. We must allow our minds to see with 360 degrees of vision. But with that, we must stay focused as well. There's a balance we must maintain. Is all. So that's how I think. I hope that makes some sense. But he's going to fight ferociously, Gary Gensler, and we must meet him in the middle of the battlefield. Simple as that. And we must expect no mercy. I understand we must play upon the mercy that the people of the world may believe, and other members of the governmental entities may believe that we deserve, because we do deserve that type of fairness. I don't want to say mercy, but fairness, right? But it's considered mercy when it's coming from someone in an authoritative position. However, we within ourselves must not expect mercy from the enemy. Ever. And we must approach them that way. They will show us no mercy, and we must show them no mercy. Continue to fight. So here it is. It says XRP investors victimized in lawsuit. XRP investors have been the victim of the ongoing lawsuit between the blockchain company and the SEC. We all know that. We have felt that. So no need to reiterate that. But I know there's so many new people on the channel, new to XRP. Just do your own research. You'll see what we've been going through for quite some time. However, it doesn't change the timeline. 4 to 5 years. 4 to 5 years. That's what they're saying. Of course, they have changed the times before. Let's hope they don't change the times again. And in 4 to 5 years, all that infrastructure is set up and everything's going off, and they flip the switches. I don't think it's going to be one flip of the switch. I do love that term, though. They're going to flip the switch, I believe, in degrees. Business, big business, B2B. Commercial banks flip the switch. Central banks flip the switch. If they did it all at once, that would be insane. I would love that. I'm here to make money. I'm not married to XRP. I'm not married to Ripple. I'm here to make some money. But I believe it's more logical, and things usually happen in life in degrees, right? So, but once that happens, that price of XRP will skyrocket. When this case is over, there'll be a little bit of a pop, maybe a major pop actually, because there's so many people sitting on the sidelines that want a piece of XRP. That price will go up. It definitely will. So many businesses, when the businesses get involved, when that price starts going up, you know what's the strangest thing I've seen both in the stock market and in crypto is when the prices are low, only a few lions, sharks really want to buy, right? They understand that, and this is not a suggestion for you to buy or sell or anything like that. It doesn't make a difference to me because I don't make money off of retail investors doing anything, right? But the wise ones know that wealth is generated in bear markets when everything is down low and people buy a ton of everything that used to be high or has great potential. And then when the bull market comes back, those prices skyrocket and you're sitting on a bag of money. But the strangest thing about the stock market and crypto market is that most people, when the price is down, they don't want to buy anything. Now, this is a slightly different time period now because I understand a lot of people are hurting, so they literally can't buy anything. But I'm not talking about those people. There's other people with capital on the side, and they're only going to buy when what? When the price starts going up, then they'll buy. But that's a good thing because it's going to send those prices even higher. But that's how it works. So once they see the businesses and other institutions start to make those prices go up, then retail will step in. They'll start buying like they usually do, and it will push the prices up even more. So once the case is over, I expect at least a little bit of a pop in price. And I expect some good profit taking too because of the economic situations in the world. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. Are you really ready for generational wealth? Really, are you really? Have you made your plans? Do you know what to do? Do you know how to maintain your wealth or riches? Some people are just going to get rich, and that's cool too. But do you know how to maintain your money? Start learning now. I'm not the one to teach you, but know what to invest in. Know how to keep your money safe. Know how to eliminate excessive spending. I would hate to see everybody buy 20 Lambos and then you're poor again. Buy 20 Lambos and a tiger and a mansion, and then you're poor again. You have to learn, if you don't know. A lot of you do. A lot of you are very, very good at maintaining your money. But you have to learn how to save your money, make it last, and make your money, have your money generating capital for you. Make your capital work for you. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. Don't forget, new book by Auphanims on Amazon.com. Only $9.99. I would greatly appreciate it if you go out there and purchase it, give it a read. Even if you don't give it a read, I still would gladly appreciate it if you just give it a purchase. It goes towards supporting everything that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing some really, really good things. So until next time, let's get to the money.